This is WOWT 6 News, live at 6.
The biggest thing is not becoming complacent. You know, the minute that you think I've got this and I don't need to practice anymore is when you make a mistake because you're not paying attention.
A nurse with Nebraska Medicine's biocontainment unit tonight on the importance of staying ahead of the curve.
And sharing what they've learned about the Ebola crisis and how to treat those with it.
Good evening, I'm Mallory Maddox.
And I'm John Nicely. The Today Show this morning unveiled Time Magazine's Persons of the Year. The recognition goes to the Ebola fighters.
We have our own Ebola experts right here in Nebraska. Brian Mastry talked with them about the article.
John, Mallory, the timing works. On the same day that Time Magazine names Ebola fighters as Person of the Year, more than 20 medical professionals from around the country are learning best practices on treating Ebola from the experts here at Nebraska Medicine's Biocontainment Unit.
Through our 3 patients that we had, we always looked at what could we do better, and so I think being able to share that is a big plus.
Frank Freihot has been part of the Nebraska treatment team, activated when 3 patients at separate times arrived in Nebraska with Ebola. Dr. Rick Sacra and NBC photographer Ashoka Mukpo left the state Ebola-free. However, they could not save Dr. Martin Salya.
I'm very grateful that I got to be a part of our team here, but I feel like we're really the backline support. I mean, we've treated 3 patients in 3 months, whereas they're treating hundreds of patients every day.
It's why the Nebraska medicine team we talked with reiterated after the Time Magazine story today that the real difference makers are those on the ground in West Africa.
I think that the article appropriately gives credit mostly to the people who are in West Africa fighting Ebola on the front lines. But yes, I definitely felt proud of the Med Center for being a part of that effort.
The bio unit employees are back doing their normal jobs at the hospital now, with the understanding the Ebola crisis isn't over.
Now that we've been discovered and, you know, we've proven that we can handle patients and that our activations go smoothly and that we're up to the challenge, I think that we'll be utilized a little bit more.
With photographer M.H. Danker, Brian Mastry, WWT 6 News.
Next week, 80 medical professionals from around the country will be here learning about Ebola for pediatric hospitals. Earlier this month, the federal government identified 35 hospitals around the country as being prepared to handle Ebola.